I think the most for me, the most amazing things about traditions, it's how they change and keep themselves alive. So this is a metaphor for what we've seen here. I will talk about more what the project behind this dress when we go forward. Very briefly, I'm talking about the archetypon, which is to get the archetypes of our culture and bring it to contemporary perspective. So here, in a more graphic dynamic, this is Luis Buchinho. We're also going to see another model from him. This is one of the early pieces, and I think you can see how things change in his own perspective. Well, the next pieces I want to talk about, if you guys turn around on that far, it's about these 3 skirts. This belongs to one of our first fashion designers. Here we have, in Portugal at least, we have this discussion that I think it's not good for us to put in boxes the definitions, but what is someone that... sorry, alguém sabe a palavra costureira? Spinsters, thank you. I was missing. So, what is the difference between a spinsters and a fashion designer? It's the idea that someone reproduces what they are being asked for, and the idea that the fashion design it's actually creating from themselves and expressing themselves. I do believe this is so. Talking about fado here, I will bring this figure. This is Amália Rodrigues. Amália Rodrigues is probably one of her first pop figures because she's the mother of fado. She represents fado probably very well, more than anyone. It's the first name that any Portuguese person will attach to the fado music, and she used to look and present herself a lot like in this black suit model. It is inspired by the cape that the students in Coimbra, it's one of our oldest universities here in Portugal, they wear. I don't know if you ever saw it, but they wear these big capes. It looks a lot like Harry Potter. Actually, J.K. Rowling got inspired by those, literally, she assumed it in Porto, right? So this was also an inspiration not just to J.K. Rowling, but to our Amália Rodrigues. The black here, what black brings you? What is the first thing that the color black as a symbol represents to you individually? Anyone?
Elegance.
Elegance?
And also funeral.
Yes. To you? Professional. Yeah. Okay. Like some seriousness behind, right? Exactly it. Both are right. Amália Rodrigues used to use the black to represent the greatest poets. This idea of seriousness. She's talking about the real Portugal, she's talking about the problems, and especially she's talking about the soul. So it's also about the mourning. It is about the visuals that is being made nowadays. This is Marques Almeida. They are Portuguese couple, but they actually open up in London, their designer atelier, and this is inspired about in Amelia, right? I don't know if she would wear it, but you can tell how the layers, the length of the skirts and the hoodie, it's to put Amália Rodrigues in a more contemporary look. I don't know if Amália would. Antônio Variações took fado, but in the 80s pop rock was the new thing, right? So he brought fado more close to the pop rock universe. It's very important again that in the 80s we were not in a dictatorship anymore. So you can tell that a man is wearing earrings, the hat, and even the jacket he's wearing that we see it here. It's a Pierre Cardin from a woman collection. What I'm trying to say, maybe this is not so new for us nowadays, thankfully, but at the time at Portugal, Antônio Variações really was an outbreaker. He did brought a lot of androgynous look. He was also a hairdresser and a barber, so he really cared a lot about the way he presented himself. Or for example, in this look, he designed it. He did not confectionate it, but he designed the piece with materials he found in the fairs, in the street fairs. So this luxury with the non-luxury being attached together, or even the Pierre Cardin, the earrings he also found in one of the street fairs. So again, Pierre Cardin being matched with something that anyone can afford, right? It was also something I believe very extraordinary that he brought to us. So I asked as well what is very Portuguese. Yes?
Just a question.
Yes.
So were those all dresses that Maria Rodrigues wore?
Yes.
And she
until
performed
here.
up to here. And
Yeah.
so she donated, or that like one at a time? So it was like exclusive to her, or people
Yes.
could buy more of them?
Okay, so these two were exclusive to her. You guys can see it already and probably saw it in Portuguese facades, a lot of tiles, being the more traditional ones and the oldest ones being made out of blue and white. This is a very Portuguese aesthetic as well, and here we have different looks that talks about tiles in different ways. It's interesting because the same thing can create different experience, right? Here we have literally the tiles disconstructed, and here is the printed. They are from the same creators. They are just trying to approach it in different ways. I wanted to talk about Fernando Pessoa. So Fernando Pessoa is probably one of the most common names in Portugal as well. He's a poet. He used to write in English as well, very beautiful poems in English, if any of you actually like poets and poems. And his face looks like this. This is how he's always represented, with the little mustache, the hat and the glasses, very fancy. For me here, it's more interesting to talk about two different ways to represent someone in clothes, right? You can use the face and the signature of someone, what you think someone looks like to incorporate in your body, but you can also go further, right, and become Fernando Pessoa yourself. So I think it's interesting because many times we do these things, and we don't realize that we are incorporating ideas, right, in ourselves. What we put in your body, it's different than performing that symbol, right, and becoming that symbol. Very briefly, I wanted to talk about these 4 pieces. It's from the same collection. It's from Maria Gambina. I love her work. If you do like design, I particularly would recommend to research what she's up to. This is a representative, in a fashion way, of a very historical Portuguese tale. It is allegedly real, but since it's so old, again, we don't know. It is the story, very briefly, it's a Romeo and Julieta version. It's the Portuguese version. So Inês de Castro was very in love with the king, the future king of Portugal, but he was promised to other lady. Their love resisted after all the monarchy tried to separate them, but they knew that the king wouldn't let Inês go away, so they actually killed her. It's a very tragic story. So here being represented, the representative of the monarchy, and here being the second act where she's dead. Here it's like a lemon decomposing, right? So it's like a dying lemon. I just wanted to point it out, this look, because it is representing the same story. So there Maria Gabina did in 4 acts, in 4 looks. Here storytellers are doing 1 look. So the shape of it, it is a very debatable thing in fashion history, right? Until the early 20s, we still here in Europe, all women used to use this corset, right? So very restraining of our bodies. And what storytellers are also trying to get, it's how image was also restrained by the monarchy, right? The expectation, the rules, the traditions, and the lace being also a representative of the costela, rib cage, right? So again, this idea of something belongs to the silhouette. It's very elegant. It could be used by a queen, right? But she's dead. It's this idea that there's beauty behind her death as well. So this is a very Portuguese aesthetic. Like I said, I'm Brazilian, but my grandparents was from here, and they used to live in the north of Portugal, in the Povas do Varzim. Povas do Varzim, it's a place that it's sustainable by fishing, right? By the labor of this man that goes to the sea, and where the signatures. What is being written here? It's King of the Fish, but the fish written this way in Portuguese means cool. So it's like a funny way, right, to say that this fisherman, it's very cool. Go back to the fabric later, and SIPN is doing this job with many fashion designers like Pé de Chumbo to actually use these materials that could easily go to the sea or, you know, anywhere that we don't actually want. About Pé de Chumbo, if you guys see here these 2 pieces, it's also from her. What I found more interesting about her work is that first she only uses waste to do every tiny part of her project. This is a very good material to isolate sound.
Yeah, and I heard it was also kind of waterproof too. But you said no, it stains, right? It stains, but it's
depends.
Yeah,
Depends on the technique.
okay.
Well, I'm gonna go to the end of the exhibition. I will not take too much time of you guys any longer.